sanctuary. Pure and holy.
The other day I had an incredible opportunity to sit with the preschoolers here at Har Zion Temple, and we had a lovely conversation about God. And one of the things that the preschoolers taught me about God is that God is inside each and every one of us. It's something that they intuitively knew and were proud to be able to communicate, that they knew that God was inside each of us. And it's a magnificent sentiment, one that I only want to tweak with you just so slightly. And I want to tweak it in the name of one of the great Hasidic masters, Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Kotsk, who says that God is wherever we let God in. God isn't inherently inside of us, but God can be inside of us if we enable God to come in, if we build God, as it were, a sanctuary inside of us for God to dwell. And that is, according to the Kotsker Rebbe, the definition of one of the most incredible passages from this week's Torah portion, Parashat Terumah, which says, "Ve'asuli mikdash ve'shachanti betocham." Make me a sanctuary so I may dwell among you. Now notice there the language isn't "ve'shachanti betocho," and I will dwell in the sanctuary. The language of the text is "ve'shachanti betocham." Make me a sanctuary so I will dwell in your midst. In the midst of you, as in the midst of each and every one of you. God requires each of us to build sanctuaries in our hearts for the indwelling of God's presence. And if we don't do that work, if we don't lay that spiritual foundation, if we don't do that spiritual preparation, we can't let God in. As the Kotsker Rebbe teaches, God is wherever we let God in. But if we don't let God in, God can't reside there. There are many ways that we can let God in. One of them is suggested at the beginning of the portion this week, when the Israelites are first given the instruction to build the tabernacle. They're instructed to bring gifts. The gifts are to build the sanctuary. And that leads to the line, "Make me a sanctuary so I may dwell among you." And there's a direct connection there between the gifts we give, the donations we give, the causes that we support, the purposes that we serve to make this world a better or more holy place, enable us to prepare inside ourselves a place for the divine. And similarly, when we reach out to others, when we help and support those who are in need, when we engage in the spiritual exercise of prayer, when we love and devote our time to our spouses and our children, when we care for our parents, when we cultivate a meaningful inner life involving Torah study and service, these are ways that we build inside of ourselves a dwelling place for the divine, a structure to contain the divine. So the Kotsker Rebbe challenges us. Where is God? God is anywhere we let God in. Asuli mikdash ve'shachanti betocham. If we make God a sanctuary in our hearts, God will come and dwell in each and every one of us. Shabbat Shalom.